Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I will be doing my not whole collection, but my main characters that you're probably going to see in future videos. Anyway, to start off the collection video is Thomas. Thomas is just a generic 1992 Thomas with some modifications. Those being an updated face, painted stripes on the boiler, painted running board, painted lamp irons, and a painted chassis block. Not much to say about Thomas, other than I got him from a market, to avoid copyright strikes, the Lavender Market. Anyway, onto my second engine, Edward. Now, Edward, I got him from a lot in Facebook Marketplace, which I was quite surprised that I could find him, considering that Plarail engines are usually sold in Japan, and this is the 2003 version. So I'm not complaining that I found him, but I was very surprised. The only modifications I've done to him are just repainting the eyebrows and repainting the number 2. He also came with one truck, a surprise truck, and a generic laughing van. Anyway, onto the third engine, Henry. Now, Henry, I'm not going to go into too much detail with Henry because I already did a Henry video, the Plarail Henry video, which I'll have that linked down in the description. Anyway, so Henry, I just found him on eBay, and the reason why I got a Plarail Henry is because this Henry, my original Tomy Henry, broke. The wires snapped and I couldn't put them back together. So I decided it was time to get a new Henry. Anyway, no modifications done to him, and he also came with a truck and a van. Anyway, onto the number 4 engine, Gordon. Now, Gordon, he is a 1998, I believe, Tomy Gordon, with, of course, modifications. Those being a front wheel, painted face, painted running board, silver handrails, and red stripes on the boiler. Not much to say about him, although I did get him from the same market as Thomas. On to the next engine, James. Now, James, out of all the main 8 engines, I think James looks the best, because as you can see, he's got a very different face than the usual Trackmaster or Tomy James face. Now, this James face is from this James, the 2009 Talking James, which I swapped the faces around. Anyway, I swapped the faces around, and now James looks 10 times better. Modifications I've done to him are added the front wheel, painted the running board white, added the black lamp irons, and painted the cab windows. There was no really, I didn't really have to paint the boiler stripe, since this is the 2009 version made by Mattel, which has got a lot of the details that they didn't put on the Tomy engines. But anyway, moving on to the number 6 engine, Percy. Now, Percy's a strange one. So, when I was customizing all of my engines, Percy was the first to be customized. Now, here's the thing. His face is a Hit Toys Percy's face. Now, to be more specific, a Hit Toys Chocolate Crunch Percy face. Now, the reason being is because Percy was the first engine I ever modified to be more accurate to the show. So I didn't want to muck up his original Tomy face, so I scrubbed off the chocolate detailing on the other face and just tested this one out, which it proved to be a success. I don't know, maybe I'll use the other face for a different facial expression. Modifications done to him was just painted the running board, painted those things black, painted the stripes, and gave him a new gold dome, which I'm not sure if you can see, but the gold paint's kind of wearing off. It's kind of turning silver. That doesn't matter. Anyway, onto the... I'm gonna have to lift the camera up for this. Onto the number 7 engine, Toby. Now, Toby is just a generic Toby with little modifications. Modifications done are just painting the funnel and the string that holds his bell, as well as painting the bell as well. I got Toby in a lot of Facebook Marketplace, along with his coach Henrietta, a fuel tanker, a cattle truck, and Scrappy. And a bunch of Tomy track, which I'm pretty sure that it was a good lot. Anyway, on to the number 8 engine, Duck. Duck, I found him the same place where I found Thomas, Gordon, James, Percy, and who else did I find? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just those engines. But yeah, I found him the same place, the Lavender Market. Modifications done to him were just paint the running board white and paint his teeth, not his entire face, because I wasn't confident enough, and since this is the only version of Duck I have, besides the minis and the take and play, I decided not to risk it. But now that I think about it, I should probably paint his face to match the rest of the engines. Anyway, moving on to the number 9 engine. Oh. Yeah, so, backstory on this. Donald, which this model isn't the original Donald, this model is the original Douglas. But this is a bit of a complex story, which is probably why the missing coach got cancelled. Joke. Anyway, so Douglas over there is actually Donald's model. Now, if you watched my custom Donald and Douglas video, I'm pretty sure I said that one of my friends is going to be giving me a 2012 Trackmaster Donald, which he's delayed giving that to me because his house is getting renovated and there's a lot of stuff on his train box, which is fine by me. But anyway, when I got that news, I dismantled Donald and I wanted to make him into a Alfred custom. So I cut the running board, hoping that I could raise the boiler and lower it, like how Alfred's got a kind of running board feature. But turns out I broke the thing. Which, yay, I've got a broken engine. But it doesn't matter. Anyway, on to Douglas over here, which I've already kind of spoken about him. Anyway, he has, like I said before, has Donald. And to prove it, you can see underneath there, if the camera will focus. I don't know. Yeah, you can kind of see blue paint where the buffer beam is, which you can tell that's from my old Donald because of the shade of blue and because there isn't usually blue on a buffer beam. But yeah, so all I did was just swap the nameplates. The tenders I didn't swap. This was originally Douglas's tender because of the thicker lining. And that's Donald's tender, but before I knew it, I dismantled Douglas's tender and Donald's tender was the only one there, so I just painted over the number 9 and yeah, now I've got Douglas. Anyway, onto the rarest item in my collection, Oliver. Now, Oliver, I also have done a video on him, which will be linked along with the Henry and the Donald and Douglas video. I did a video on him, a Tomy Oliver review, and I got him, again, like Edward and Toby, on Facebook Marketplace. What's it called? Yeah, I got him for 40 bucks, which is kind of cheap for, like, his model. But yeah, I haven't made any modifications to him, except for painting the whistle gold and just restoring him to good condition. Anyway, onto the number 12 engine. Now this is one of the only engines that are going to be Trackmaster 2. This is Emily. Now you're probably wondering, why does she have a paper face? Well, to be honest, the original face, I didn't like it that well, so I just painted over it all. So I just gave her a paper face. Which, fun fact, for Christmas, someone might be getting me a Tomy Emily, which I am very excited about. Anyway, modifications done to her. I just chopped off the side rod, which you can see there. I think it looks much better than how it originally looked. And I painted her buffers white and gave her the number 12. Also, I wonder why only Emily and Thomas got cab stickers in Trackmaster 2. Anyway, moving on to one engine of not of the main fleet is Stanley. Now, fun fact about Stanley, I brought him into school today. Why? Is because I told one of my friends that I had a white and silver Stanley, and she was like, oh my goodness, like, do you really? And I said, yeah, I do. And I was like, I'll show you tomorrow. And I said all of this yesterday. So I brought him in today, and she was like, oh, Andreas. But yeah, modifications done to him was I just gave him a grey running board and repainted his buffers. Where I got him is in this huge lot where I got Boko, like brake fans, rolling stock, and a bunch of other stuff like Daisy and Mavis. Yeah, I got him in a huge lot, which costed a fair price. Anyway, moving on to the next engine is Molly. Now, fun fact, Molly is my second Tomy / Trackmaster engine. I got her for my 9th birthday, which I've had her for a long time. And originally, she had a metallic silver running board because back when I was little, I didn't know how to paint the running boards white. So I just painted it silver. But as you can see, I fixed that issue. Yeah, I've painted her lamp irons as well, and then the buffers. I've also painted her face as well, because, I don't know, why not? And another thing, I've got one of those Posca paint markers, and I've gone around her face because I felt it was a bit too big compared to a model in the TV series. Anyway, on to the next line, which is Murdoch. Now, oh boy, Murdoch is an engine that I reviewed on my old channel. Now, this is only for those who have followed me from back then, but I had an old channel from back when I was like, I don't know, back from when I was 8 or something. I made a channel and I was posting a bunch of videos, and one of them was a Tomy Murdoch video. I'm pretty sure I've got that saved on my old iPad or something. But anyway, I made a Tomy Murdoch review, and I was super happy because, in my opinion, I think Murdoch looks amazing. Like, I think he is one of the best, if not the best, Trackmaster item, like, ever. But yeah, modifications done to him. I was very, very worried about giving him modifications, but I painted his face and his eyebrows as well. And another thing, I shortened the coupling between, because you know how he has that big hook and link coupling like how the trucks have? Yeah, no, I replaced that to make it shorter because I saw this guy on YouTube who did that. And well, now let's just show this. Now Murdoch can actually fit on a turntable. So I can like rotate him and stuff on a turntable, which is, I think that's pretty cool. Anyway, on to a different engine, which is Spencer. Now, Spencer is a different one. This is not the generic Trackmaster 2 one. This is the, I don't know, a Royal Spencer, I think they call it. I'm not sure. He had banners on the side of him, which you can see have been covered up with metallic Sharpie over the years. you can definitely see what the bad tender were. But anyway, Spencer I got from when I was like really young, like 6 or something. But yeah, this is the Trackmaster 2 version because, you know, when am I going to use Spencer? I think, no, now that I think about it, I might do a Gordon and Spencer remake. Oh well, that's going to come in eventually. Yeah, not much to say about Spencer. On to the next engine. Oh boy, Diesel. Now, Diesel is much different from the others. Him, along with some other engines like my old Henry and my old Toby, I got him from another market, which I can't name or else this will get copyrighted. But I got him from a different market, not the lavender market. But yeah, he's in pretty good condition. All I did was fix the chip on his nose, which is kind of worn off now. But yeah, not much to say about Diesel. Anyway, let's just do them as both of them. Mavis and Daisy, these are the only 2 wooden railway, well, these 2 are the first and second wooden railway, the third being Iron Arrow over there. But anyway, so Mavis and Daisy, I got in the same lot that I got Boko and this guy in. But yeah, I got them in the same lot as I got Stanley, Boko, and some other rolling stock in. Which I'm very happy that I have Mavis and Daisy because they made a Trackmaster release of Mavis, but it wasn't proportioned well. And Daisy, they just flat out didn't make her at all. So I'm happy to have these 2. Anyway, on to the meme himself, Boko. Anyway, modifications done to him was I painted his mouth black because I don't know, for some reason I really like the Season 2 versions of models. I painted his handrail silver and I gave him the BR logo because the stickers had worn off. Yeah. Also, another thing, Boko is the strongest engine in my collection. He has pulled literally every single piece of rolling stock in a loop, which is very impressive. Anyway, on to the twins, Iron Arry and Iron Bert. Now, these 2, I got them from the same place that I got Diesel and my old Henry and old Toby from. I got them from the other market. Yeah, the reason... Now you're probably wondering, but Andreas, that's just 2 Arries, which, yes, you're correct. But still, I personally, this is just personally, I think that this face fits Bert a bit better. That's just my headcanon. But yeah, I've got 2 Arries, which is technically Arry and Bert. Anyway, moving on to the next engine is another Trackmaster 2. This being the Crash and Repair Salty. Now, along with Murdoch, Spencer, and Molly, I customized my engines weird back then. Weird being, I gave Salty an eye patch since, you know, back then I thought he was a pirate. Yeah, modifications done to Salty was, of course, the eye patch and, I don't know, oil markings around the vents? Oh, and a striped buffer beam as well. Yeah, I know they made a different Trackmaster 2 Salty, but this was the only one I could find in stores, and the face looks much better. Looks more classic. Anyway, on to the most devious Diesel on Sodor, not Diesel himself, Diesel 10. Now, you're probably wondering, what about that custom Diesel 10 that you made? Well, yes, but I've also got this one, which this one was also in that big lot that I got Stanley and Boko in. Yeah, not much to say about him. He's the Mattel version, which means he's got the small pupils. Yeah, he's got a stationary Pinchy, which, you know, is a bit of a bummer, but it's alright. Anyway, enough talk about the engines. Now, onto the rolling stock. I have, including Scruffy, 5 7-plank trucks. I've got a laughing face one, a giggling face one, which I printed that face. I've got a surprise face one, which came with Edward, and I've got a miserable face one, which I also printed that face. Which that one's the Hit Toys truck, that one's the 2012 Mattel truck, and those two are the Tomy ones. That one came with Henry. Yeah, Scruffy I got in the same lot as I got with Toby and Henrietta. And yeah, those are all the trucks. And then I've got this little truck who's got mini Jenga in him to resemble bricks and stuff. But yeah, I gave him the Season 1 angry face expression. And then I've got this van over here, this just generic red van. I printed his face and I stuck it on with tape because I didn't have blue tape at the time. Anyway, onto the vans, or the more known vans. Anyway, I've got 3 of these. This one, I turned him, I don't know if you can see, but that's not the way he should be. The way he should be is, the way it should be is a coupling at the back, not the front. But anyway, I just did this to get variation and stuff. Anyway, I've got 2 cattle trucks over there with both printed faces, and then I've got Morris, the milk tanker, over there with a, don't worry, it's not the rare happy face tanker, it's just printed on. Anyway, onto I've got 3 fuel tankers, which, Alfred, anyone? I've got the black tanker there, which can also be resembled as a tar tanker. Then I've got the chocolate syrup tanker, which came with this guy. Chassis for a GT that I made. Anyway, I've got 2 flatbeds, which that flatbed right there is used for the breakdown train, which I'll show in like a few seconds. Then I've got a red brake van, blue brake van, and an originally orange brake van, which I painted black. Then I've got the breakdown train over here, which came with Muddy Ryan. Again, the metallic face. 6-year-old me didn't know what white was. Yeah, that's that. Then, onto the coaches, which I have Annie and Clarabelle, which I got those 2 from the other market. I got Henrietta with the lot with Toby, and as you can see, she's got a face. Pretty nice. I've got these 3 orange branch line coaches, which are custom made. Then I've got these 2 red branch line coaches that came with Oliver. And then I've got 1 official express coach and 2 knockoff Tomy coaches, which I painted to be express coaches. That's pretty much for the standard gauge stuff. On to the narrow gauge. Now, over here we have Scarloey, which is, these are all just the take and play or take along ones. We've got Scarloey, Reneus, Sir Handel, Peter Sam, Rusty, Duncan with painted black wheels, and Mighty Mac. And also 2 trucks, which are technically narrow gauge trucks. Now, fun fact about Scarloey is that I had a take and play Scarloey when I was young, but I also had a wooden railway duck when I was younger. But one day I decided to make a snow scene, and I took all the flour out and I dumped it onto the balcony. So then when my mum was sweeping up, she accidentally sweeped Duck and Scarloey off the balcony, which devastated me. I didn't get those back, which is kind of sad. Anyway, on to the other vehicle. I've got Birdie, which I updated him to look a lot more like my main cast. I've got a Take and Play Terrence, a Thomas Adventures Trevor, Tomy Green Bulgy, and Custom Fat Controller and his car. And then I've got Lorry 1 back there. Then I've got the Jack and the Pack crew. I've got Jack, Alfie, Ellie, and Ned. I've also got Ertl Cranky, which, I don't know, for some reason that face just screams Season 5 for me. I really like this Cranky. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that's it. I've also got my 3 Knapford stations here, which are nice, and my turntable. But yeah, I just want to say a huge thanks for watching. Another huge thanks for my short reaching, as of now, 3,200 views, and I have also written a story that contains 2 characters, Boko and Percy, which, fun fact, I actually wrote this for one of my school project things. This will also involve me narrating, so stay tuned for that. Thank you all for watching. Please subscribe. I'm hoping to do a special, even more special video when I reach 100 subscribers. And that's all. Bye for now.